What's going on, Fast Turn Radio watchers, listeners, replay catchers, gompers? What's up? We are joined tonight by Mindy. Mindy, I have you on camera. I can actually, how do I pronounce your last name?
Hey, at least now at this time that you got me on camera, you know I'm a guy.
Yeah, that's true. Last time I was talking about
Lypszyc.
Mindy. And, okay, say it again.
Lypszyc.
Lypszyc. Okay.
I got enough crap about that in high school, trust me.
I bet you did. But yeah, the first time I ever saw you, I was talking about Mindy and thinking you were a girl. I had no idea. And yeah, I saw this big bearded guy pop on. I was like, well, that's not a Mindy, obviously. Duh. No, I was wrong. So I apologize for thinking that you were a girl. But welcome to Fast Turn Radio. I will not delay. I will let you get right at it. You have a big announcement that you want to put out there. So I'm going to let you take the show. We will answer any questions, and then I will let you run and do what you got to do.
Thanks, Dwayne, and thanks for letting me hijack over here a minute. Wanted to share with your audience, those of you who don't know, we're doing a big conference in about a week and a half called MDICon, the $1 Million Ideas Conference. And what this is a unique conference that's never been done before. It's going to be an online conference, so you don't need to worry about travel. You don't need to worry about hotels. You don't need to worry about plane tickets. You don't need to worry about spending more time traveling to the conference than being actually by the conference. And you don't need to worry about the high cost of entry. I've been by conferences. Dwayne's been by conferences. Those of you out there who've been by conferences, you know how productive a good conference can be. You learn from the speakers. You talk to the speakers afterwards. You go out and you speak with other sellers and attendees just like you, and you network and build relationships. And so I wanted to bring this to a format where everybody can participate, whether you're a small seller, whether you're $1 million seller, that it's in everyone's price range and in a way that it's convenient for everyone. So I came up with the format of doing an online virtual conference that will be live and it'll be interactive. So the way the format works is like this. And by the way, I love the Coke glass. We collect some Coke stuff. So
I used to sell these.
Back from my Atlanta days,
Yeah.
Yep. So the format is like this. What we've done is we've lined up a great group of speakers, people like Dwayne, Jason Smith, Jay Bain, Chris Green, and many more. We've got about 15 speakers total. And the format's going to be the first speaker gets up and they talk about their topic, what they excel at. They'll give you some tips, some strategies, give their presentation, followed by a question and answer. And then just like by a real conference, after the speaker gets down, people want to surround him and get to talk to him a little bit more. We're going to have a second Zoom room, which is what we call the virtual conference. And the virtual hallway, excuse me. And the speaker, once they're done, they're going to step into that virtual hallway for an hour. And you can decide to step out into the hallway with them and skip on the next speaker in order to spend more time getting to know that speaker a little more intimately. And that's a great feature we've seen by Scam Power Conference, where many of us took some time, and Dwayne was famous for being Mr. Hallway Monitor.
Yeah, I hate conferences. Truth be told, I cannot stand to sit there. I like listening to some people, especially if I've never heard them before. But yeah, I'm all about the hallway. Man, if you give me my choice of talk to Mindy in the hallway or listen to XYZ, it doesn't matter who it is on stage, chances are better than great that I'm going to be out in that hallway, because that's where the magic happens. So I like your virtual hallways. I hope this works out. You're taking on a big risk here. You realize that?
I've always been think big, go for the gold, and go all the way, and what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm the kind of guy who's always been the first one to ask something, because what's the worst you're going to do? Say no? Yeah. So I believe in this format. I believe this is going to be of extreme value to anyone attending. And another benefit that actually beats a regular conference is that we do plan on recording the main room. So if you do choose to go out into that virtual hallway, we're still going to have that information recorded, and you'll be able to come back later and see what you missed out. The final feature to make this interactive, make that networking aspect, is we're going to be having breakout sessions. Okay, a little more difficult because we're all around the world. But what we're going to do is we're going to have small Google Hangout rooms or Zoom. We're still working on that format, where 8 of you will be assigned a room. There'll be 8 people to a room. And there will be a topic for you guys to discuss, and you'll have 20, 30 minutes to sit around discussing, getting to know each other. So over the course of the conference, which is Sunday, September 20th, just so I don't forget to mention the date, it's going to be live from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. And you'll each be assigned several times breakout sessions, and you'll be able to meet other sellers just like you. And over the course of the day, you'll meet another 15, 20 sellers and get to know them and build some relationships that you'll take back from the conference to you, people you'll hit up for ideas, people you'll run your ideas by, etc. So we really want to make this an interactive, immersive experience. One of the things I say is, please, if you're going to attend, make sure you got a webcam, make sure you got, your headset, make sure you're going to be in a room where you can take full advantage of this conference without being interrupted. Yes, if you've got to miss parts of it, you'll be able to go back and see the recordings, but there is no changing the value you get by participating in person by a conference. So here you get to take part in person. We love Dwayne, so we do have a special promo code for his audience. Okay, first of all, you can register by milliondolarideas.info. Again, that website is milliondolarideas.info. If you use the promotion code FASTTURN, capital F, capital T, I believe. Is that what we did, Dwayne? FASTTURN?
That's it.
Okay, if you use that promo code, you'll save $50. If you are a monkey, scanner monkey, and we're not going to say this promo over the air, but if you are a scanner monkey, look in the scanner monkey Facebook group for a unique code for Scanner Monkeys only. We always give Scanner Monkeys our best price ever, although Dwayne's giving me a hard time about that.
Yeah, I try, but Jay's he's got this magical way with people where he gets the best discounts. He gets the best discounts from Bubble Fast. He gets the best discounts from you on the conference, App Eagle, and the list goes on.
But Dwayne, I met you through Scanner Monkey. We wouldn't know each other if not for Scanner Monkey. So
I owe Jay a lot. There's no doubt. Scanner Monkey is awesome. I am a lifetime member, huge supporter. So I have in no way, shape, or form do I have any hard feelings against Jay or Scanner Monkey. So
absolutely not. We got our roots. Yeah,
if you're paying to be in Scanner Monkey, you should get a little more discount than just being a part of a free group. It truly does make sense. So if you're a paying member of Scanner Monkey, go to Scanner Monkey, get an even bigger discount. If you're a listener of mine, then get the discount that Mindy has offered to us graciously. That's what, $50 off the regular price, I believe?
$50 off the regular price is $219.99, so you get it right now for $179.99. And just throwing out there is, in addition, if that's not enough value, and I have to say, if I was standing there and I was offered to go to this virtual conference with 15 FBA rock stars, and you charge me 3 times the money, I'm paying it, because I'm a decent-sized seller. I move volume. I know the value of attending this conference, and I know the ideas you learn by a conference like this. You can take home one idea that'll make you thousands of dollars. So if that's not enough value, though, we also got Chris Green's thrown in 2 Udemy courses of his, and Scanner Monkey's thrown in a online copy, a digital copy of the Scanner Monkey Way. So it's a no-brainer. I mean, at $179.99, what can you do? What can you get better money out of?
Yeah, I went to a one-day conference in Baltimore, and it cost me, I think, $99 for the conference itself, and then plane ticket was $300, hotel ran about $200 a night. I mean, suddenly it added up, and my wife went with me, so it was close to $1,000 for that $99 conference.
Dwayne, was that the conference? What was the name of that conference?
That was Momentum 2015.
Okay, well, let's just talk about that a second. You went there?
Just
dig the shades, dig the shades. Okay, let's talk about that a second, though, Dwayne. You went there, you met Agus, you met Todd, you met Matthew, and now you guys have the Young Guns.
Yeah.
Now, was that not worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? Hell, I'll tell you what. I'll write you guys a check for $3,000 right now to join.
Seriously, I met Matt and Todd in Providence at the Scan Power conference, but I didn't really know them. We sat across from each other literally at dinner, which took like 3 hours. It was the world's longest dinner, but we barely spoke because I didn't know these guys. And Todd, have you met Todd face to face? Yeah, you met him at Orlando. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's got like this natural scowl about him. He's a super nice guy, but just to look at him, he just kind of has this look. And it's like, So I'm sitting across from this guy.
Todd,
that I
if you're
don't
here,
know.
your Facebook profile picture does not do you justice.
Yeah. So, the point is I didn't talk to him a whole lot, but I kind of knew him. Well, when I saw him in Baltimore, okay, now we've met, we've talked a little bit, we can really start to just have a conversation instead of doing the introductory kind of thing. And yeah, August comes along, and of course he's just a spitball, fire plug. I don't know which one I call him. Dude's got an engine that won't stop. And yeah, these conferences led to the young guns and me being part of their group. And if, I'm going to go over the road to 500K in just a second, I'll show you what that was worth. I will show you where I was a year ago. And
Dwayne, excuse me, I got to jump off. My daughter just hurt herself, and my wife went to get the babysitter. So, everyone, thank you. Have a great night. Look forward to seeing you all. You got any questions, hit me up. I'm out there on Facebook. My number's out there, too. Have a great evening, guys. Thank you, Dwayne.
All right. Take care, Mindy. But, yeah, guys, seriously, conferences. There's no better way to build these relationships. And I will show you, I've shown you guys all year long, from the time I started the road to 500K. You'll see in April when I met Todd and Matt, and really, or not met them, but got to know them, and I met August and started to mastermind with these guys. That was April. May, my numbers were okay. And then June, July, and August have been insane. If you don't think there's power in networking and power in conferences, you're in denial. That you're thinking that you're somehow saving money, and I'm telling you, you're losing a ton of money, because when you get to know the right people that you click with and are intelligent, they're going to boost your business. They're going to help you achieve higher success than you ever thought possible. And that doesn't happen just kind of on Facebook and in chats. It's just not the same situation at all. So please, guys, if you have the means and if you are going to be around, if at all possible, please join this conference and just get to know the people in this community. And yes, have a webcam. Do not show up and just think you're going to type. Okay. Typing to people doesn't really, things can be misconstrued, or your question gets lost kind of in the scroll. Who knows? Bring a camera. Let's see your face. Let's hear your voice. And that's my one big fear. And I expressed this to Mindy. I do a show every Wednesday, and anybody is welcome on at any time. And there are, 64 people, 63, I guess Mindy just dropped off, but 63 people here right now. How many people have come on camera? Let's see, John Chartier did before it started. Mindy did just for his announcement, but he's kind of comfortable on camera, and then nobody else, right? Nobody comes on camera. So Michael Flanagan will come on. But just really, don't just sit there behind the camera. Get involved. Be interactive. Make it a true conference. No, we're not going to be in the same room, but we can look at each other and have a conversation. That's different than on the phone. Definitely light years away from Facebook. So anyway, that's it. Just wanted to give Mindy a few minutes, and great job, Mindy. Thank you for being on. Guys, I think it's I think it's a fantastic opportunity. All right. So I'm trying to read through the chat and see what I missed, if anything. Yes, Orlando was the bomb. Absolutely. Orlando was incredible. And Providence was amazing. So, and even Baltimore was different. That was a different crowd. But it was, again, it started kind of my whole interaction with the young guns. I mean, so dude, you just can't beat this stuff when you're face to face with each other. All right. Michael Flanagan says, I'm at work and we have a strict no camera policy. Sorry. Or no, that's not Michael Flanagan. That's Michael F. On a Sunday. Yeah. Sorry. I just saw the Michael F and just assumed it was Flanagan. No, I thought Michael Flanagan was pulling my leg, because, he kind of works for himself these days. At least on Sundays. I don't think he has to go into his JOB on Sunday. But anyway, all right. Let's get down to the road to 500K and some of the lessons learned along the way. Because I haven't had a chance to just talk with you guys one-on-one, I guess, or whatever, for a few weeks, because we had, and I love our special guests, but it's a different show when I have guests. So we had Harvey Specter on, about a month ago. I think I maybe did one show, but then I flew up to meet with Harvey in Tennessee, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And then last week was KIB. And so it's been a while since I've been able to just kind of tell you what's going on in the world. And it's been pretty crazy. So let's start with yes and no's. I just want to kind of get a run. How many of you in the chat room, how many listening live have a trailer or have ever had a trailer to pull behind your vehicle to source with? No, 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 yes, and yes. All right. So Darcy has had one, and only for bikes. Yes. Husband does. No. Few times. Nope. All right. So we got a couple yeses and a few no's. All right. Let me tell you what happened. Let's go early August. Early August, I said, KIB, I want to get a trailer, but I trust your opinion. Please tell me, is it a good idea? And she said, no way is it a good idea. You don't do enough to justify getting a trailer, enough RA. Hey, Barrington, what's up, man? So KIB said, you don't do enough RA. And Harvey said the same thing. He's like, dude, you don't buy enough. I was like, forget this. You guys don't understand. I'm doing things differently now. Okay. I'm going to put myself in a position to where I can show you I need a trailer, because I just knew I did. I'd filled up my van or come close to it a few times where I said, man, if I had more room, I wouldn't have to leave money behind. But it wasn't every time I went out. Well, then early August, I go out and I said, KIB, if I can fill my van this weekend, can I get a trailer? She's like, yeah, we'll see. You go source and we'll see what happens. And I did. I filled up the van. But I got some, kind of bulky stuff, and it was a little bit of fluff in there, honestly, just to kind of fill the van and show KIB, yeah, I need this trailer because I wanted it. I was just being selfish. I just wanted a trailer. Not that I need her permission, but it was just kind of a justification, I guess. When you're thinking about spending $3,000 on something and you have a group of people that you trust, you say, what do you think? So, don't misunderstand me. It was not her decision. It was my decision, but I value her opinion highly. So then I go and a store opens locally, and I just totally, or no, it wasn't the local. I'm sorry. Then I went out of town. That was the next time. I go out of town, fill up the entire van, had to skip stores on the way home. Drove like 2.5 hours out of town, filled up the van, had to skip stores, said, KIB, can I please get a trailer? Do you not understand? She goes, maybe there's a chance that you do need one. Then a store opens up locally. I go raid it, and it just absolutely, again. So the second time in like a couple of weeks, and the third time in the last couple of months, that I just floor to ceiling, leaving stuff behind, not stopping at other stores because the van was full. And even Harvey at that point, he's like, dude, if you want a trailer, just go get one. I was like, finally, somebody, that was saying no, says yes. I was like, I'm doing it. I'm getting a trailer. Get all excited. Get a trailer. Had to pay $600 to have my van, my 2002 Honda Odyssey, equipped with a trailer hitch because I didn't have one. And then I paid like $2,300 for a trailer, right? Get all this stuff, get it hooked up, pull out of the house on a Saturday morning. I'm all excited to go source about 3 hours away from home. I get half an hour up the road, and I blow coolant all over the place. The engine basically just couldn't take it. It was awful. So I blow coolant everywhere, and I'm dead on the side of the road. Had to call a tow truck. I'm thinking I just killed the whale. That's what the kids have dubbed my vehicle, the whale. It's again 2002 gray Honda Odyssey, so it does kind of look like a whale. And I'm thinking it's dead. Well, come to find out, it was just coolant. I thought it was oil. I thought the engine had blown. It was just part of the cooling system. But I was also told, you probably don't ever want to pull a trailer with this vehicle again. Fine. I need a new vehicle. And I thought I needed one anyway. I didn't think the van was coming back. So I fly up to meet Harvey. He's like, I've got a 2004 Envoy that I'll sell you. Let's meet. We'll do some sourcing. You can drive it home. Buy the vehicle, drive it home. Good deal. Awesome. So now I'm flying up to Tennessee. I meet Harvey, get the Envoy, drive it all the way back to Georgia. It is an awesome vehicle. I did put it in the shop just to get some little tune-up kind of stuff done. Came out today for a little while because I needed to use it to pull the trailer. But but it's been amazing. And it has to go back in. I need to get the muffler replaced. So it will be perfect after that is finally done. But it's awesome. And it pulls this trailer. But man, this thing, it's a 6x12. What year is the Envoy? The Envoy is a 2004 GMC Envoy. So I hook up the trailer. I go to get stuff, and I do like what I think is a great amount of sourcing. And I go to put it in the trailer, and it's like a quarter full. I'm like, holy cow. So now I tell you this, I've got room for days. But the point of this whole story is what I thought was a great idea and what I was dying to get, and I thought was a $3,000 investment, ended up costing me about $10,000 because I had a vehicle, and then there was a plane trip, and then there was, the trailer itself. And now I've got a van that has a trailer hitch that'll probably, I have used it a couple of times against, doctor's orders. But stuff happens. But it was priceless, honestly, to be able to spend a day sourcing with Harvey to see the world through his eyes. It's one thing. That's again, it goes back to kind of the networking. It's one thing to talk with somebody on Facebook or even on a webcam. He's been on the show and that kind of stuff. But man, to sit down, to have lunch, to go to the store and say, what are you looking at? How are you seeing this? This is what I would do. This is why, and then he tells you, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Dude, it's amazing. So now I've got a great trailer, a great truck, great information, and I am ready to kill Q4, which I swear to God, it feels like I'm in the middle of right now. The numbers we're putting up are comparable to November, December of last year. The amount of work I'm doing is comparable to November, December of last year. The amount of stuff that we're processing, and it's just been, so it's been incredible. I'm in the middle of an amazing time. We're just now gearing up for Q4, but I'm starting to get my Q4 stuff. That's part of what the truck and trailer were for today. There was some stuff that I just knew I needed to pick up. And there was no way the van was going to be able to do the job. And here we are in September, early September, and I feel like we are in the middle of the selling season. So I cannot imagine what it's going to be like when the season is actually here, because room is not going to be an issue. Money is not going to be an issue, other than, there's always stuff to buy in Q4, but we are well funded for cash flow. So I'm excited about that. Oh, Matt Kelly's here. Yeah, it's just to what Matt's a monster, dude. If I had permission, I would share what Matt's been up to for the last couple of days. But oh my God, that dude does some crazy stuff. And when you see people doing these things, when you see what's possible, you lift the blinders. No one thought outside of December that you could sell $100,000 in a month, unless you had 20 people in a warehouse and that kind of stuff. Well, the young guns came in, nobody told them that it couldn't be done, and suddenly they're putting up $100, $120, $150, $160,000 in a month, and not with a huge team of people, but with maybe one or two helpers. I mean, it's insane. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a freaking blast. Yeah, to peeking through, I like that, Ron. He said, peeking through the window of what's possible changes everything. Yeah, and when you see how they're doing what they're doing, and you go, well, crud, I can do that too. I just never thought that way. It just never really, I don't know. I guess it never seemed reasonable to me to drive 2.5 hours to, it never seemed reasonable to drive 2.5 hours to go do RA. Well, until I started putting pen to paper and I went, wait a minute, I'm going to make a few $1,000s in that one trip. That makes perfect sense. And yeah, Cedra, that is exactly it. The 4-minute mile. I've said this before. I will never be the first person to run the 4-minute mile. Okay. Hopefully you guys are familiar with that story. But once you tell me it can be done, I will find a way to make it happen. So that's kind of what's going on. It's not that there are some new ideas, but really it's more that I can see that it's possible. And now I know how to make it happen. Once I know it can be done, I'm going to find a way, and they're helping me. I still can't keep up. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm doing $60,000 in a month and they're doing 160. So I'm still a little guppy in the group, but crap, that's a far cry from the 20,000 that I did a year ago. So very proud of that. Anyway, that's a little bit of what's been going on. Some lessons learned along the way. Just because you want something doesn't mean you should have it. Not sure the trailer was a great idea at the time. Had I known I was going to have to buy another vehicle to pull the trailer, I probably wouldn't have done it. But hey, it's here now, and I do love the trailer. I absolutely love it. I love the truck, so I'm happy with the results. It's just not exactly the way I plan things. Stuff happens, life happens. Roll with it. You move on. How to source has changed a little bit, but not a lot. Just enough that you know, kind of like Mindy talks about higher ASP stuff. I mean, that's really what I'm talking about. Is, you know, maybe not looking at the $10 and $20 stuff, but start looking at the $50 and $100 stuff. And I went, wow, this is kind of neat. This is a little different, you know, rather than having to sell 10 $20 items, you can sell one $200 item and you're probably going to make more margin, and your ASP and the amount of money you make for the effort is greatly increased, which makes a huge difference. You know, if I have to pack 10 $20 items, that's 10 items. Well, if I can pack one $200 item, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. Now, I tend to do both. With that, I've hired on a little more help. So that is something that has changed and is in the works. So we'll see how that all comes together, but I think it's going to work out very well. So I got a few people that are going to help me. Looking forward to what the future holds. And, you know, just trying to take all this in as I go through the growing pains and the excitement of the road to 500K. And where we're at now, I'm pretty sure we're going to crush 500K. But let's get to the numbers. Michael Flanagan said, I think I would make a great Doc Holliday. There's only one Doc Holliday. Come on now. All right. Road to 500K. Let's get a screen up here that, here we go. All right. Now I've lost my screen. There we go. Hey guys, I'm back. All right, got it all set up. Dwayne is going to show us his inventory live one day. Yes, I am. I will probably slip up at some point and just show it to you. So pay attention. All right. Let's see. Let me refresh, make sure I'm not going to get kicked out real quick. Nope, we're good. All right. Screen share. In 3, 2. Let's see. Share screen, not stop video. All right. You guys see my screen, hopefully. I'm going to assume you do. If not, please scream and let me know. Couple things. Looking at the payout, you know, payouts are a big deal to me. There are some things that are, you know, we talk about profits, we talk about revenue, but man, you know, a payout, that's money in your pocket. I don't care what happens. As long as your account doesn't get suspended and your funds withheld, that's money in your pocket. So 14,000 is our pending balance. We've got a couple days left, so we might hit 16,000 or so by payday. 7-day is at 13,000. 15-day is just under 30,000, and 30-day, or sorry, 7-day 13,000. 15-day 29,700, and 30-day is 67,000. Now, if you run those numbers real quick, you'll see we are on the decline. Okay, we went from having $2,000 and $3,000 days to one, maybe a $2,000 day here and there, but more of the $1,000, $1,500 range. So really probably looking at probably about a $45,000 month is my guess. There's no big holiday boost like there was for back to school. You know, back to school is still there. It's still strong. It's just kind of on the tail end. You see some of the prices coming down. So not terribly excited about what I see with back to school. I'm not heavy into Halloween right now. I'm going to do some things later on, but right now I'm not really stocked for Halloween, so I'm not getting any of those sales. So this is pretty general, just what we already have in stock and what I have sourced RA for the most part. plus my normal wholesale replens. So that's kind of what we're looking at. But it is coming down, doing probably, I don't know, 15, today's the 9th. So in the last 7 days, we've done 13,000. So yeah, roughly 1,500 a day, maybe a little higher than that. But let's get into some of the actual reports, business reports. All right, so you see we're at 1,600 for today. It's a good day. 1,700 yesterday, 2,200 last week. So we're still going strong. Now the ASP, see, this is what I was talking about. You start selling some of that higher dollar stuff, your sales per order it's going to increase, and it's going to make achieving those high sales days much easier to achieve. So just keep that in mind as you're sourcing, that it's okay to maybe go after some of the higher dollar. Now I still go after fast turns. I'm not doing high dollar slow stuff. And I sold something for almost $300 today that was received today. Okay, so stuff is out there. You just got to go find it. So just be aware of that, I guess. And that's one of my biggest lessons learned. Another lesson that really hit home with me just recently, we talk about sales and we talk about what you need to do, or what you have done, I guess, in terms of what you've sold, and again, the profits come up and all that kind of stuff. But there's a terminology or a way of looking at things that I noticed with John Grollo, maybe even a year ago when I was sourcing with him, and he's done it and started to do it again recently. And I see it with the young guns, and I see it with the high dollar sellers. And it's not how much have you sold, it's how much did you buy. It's like a successful day is not I sold this much today, it's I spent this much today. That's a huge mind shift. That is a totally different way of looking at things. Because what happens is, when you are looking at items to buy, if you spent $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 that day, what kind of items you're buying and that they're going to sell. So buying $3,000 today is going to lead to $6,000, $8,000 in a week or so when that stuff gets to the warehouse and it starts to sell. And that was a huge mind shift for me, to go from what my sales are to forget sales. Those will come eventually. What I need to do is spend. I need to go spend money on products that I know do well. The sales will follow. And that's more of what I'm looking at now. I still get excited over the big sales day, but I get even more excited over the big buy days, the big spend days. I hit Walmart for $1,100. I hit TJ Maxx for $2,000. Those are the kind of things that I go, man, today was a great day. And I hadn't sold a thing. None of that stuff has been sold. It's all been bought. But that's exhilarating to know I bought this stuff and it's going to kick butt. So, yeah, that was another kind of paradigm shift, really, was going from how much did I sell to how much did I spend. And I'm still working on that, because I'm a cheap guy. I don't like to spend money. Man, I'm starting to see the power of spending money on the right items. Do not spend foolishly, but find the right items. You're going to make money. All right, so here's today. Doesn't tell you a whole lot. It's just a day. But if we start to look, let's look at the month to date, okay? This, I think, I predict we have already beat last year as far as the month. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're blowing it away. Okay. We're 9 days into this month of September. We've sold 17.5. Same period last year, being the month of September last year, we did 12.5. Okay. So we're already like $5,000 ahead in sales 9 days into the month. We are absolutely killing our year over year. That it's gotten ridiculous. I didn't think we'd be anywhere this far ahead. And if it continues, oh my God, look out December. I'm coming at you, and I'm coming at you big, because man, it's just there, and it's insane. And I owe it to masterminds. I owe it to Michael Flanagan. I owe it to Chris Manise and REA. Those guys help. You guys already know how much I talk about the young guns, but that's another group that absolutely helped me slay it last August, last month. That's what I'm trying to spit out for the back to school stuff. Huge. That was huge. So all these people have helped me achieve these numbers, and it helped us, because it's not just me. I have, now I have people helping me, and it's becoming a true group effort, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of it. Matt Kelly, I will never forget the look that Thomas the Train brought to Dwayne's face. Yeah, since you outed the product, yeah, when Matt shows up with this huge thing, where, like, when I say huge, like 4 of them fit in a shopping cart, and he's like, here, you want these? You want all these? I was like, well, I don't know. How many are there? I don't know, 12, 16 of them, something. And he and Todd just started loading up the cart. They're like, no, man, you want these. I was like, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I do. They were sure. That was funny. They just started throwing big stuff at me, that was different. I didn't buy big stuff. I didn't understand that there was money in it. Oversized stuff sells. I promise you that. Annette says, Dwayne, do you plan to accept the $34,000 loan from Amazon? No, I do not believe in loans whatsoever. I believe in loans even less than credit cards. It's no, not a chance. All right, let's look at the not the year to date. Well, actually, let me show you this. Let's take a look at the true year to date. We did cross the $250,000 mark, so we're over 250,000. Last year, we had done 215,000 the entire year. That included a $69,000 December. We're not even in Q4 yet. We've already beaten last year. That's kind of crazy. So pretty proud of being over the 250,000 mark. The $22 ASP, not so excited about. But let's see where we stand if we go actual day-to-day versus the first of the year. So where are we January 1st to September 9th, 2015 versus 2014? We'll bring those numbers up. You will see we are currently at $257,000 sold so far on Amazon this year. Same date range a year ago, we were at 94,000, okay? So again, we ended up over 200,000. So we did more than twice the sales the last 4 months of the year, last 3.5 months of the year. So we are so on pace for 500,000. Unless something unforeseen happens, I don't see how we don't make it. It's just everything's lining up perfectly. So I'm excited. Yeah. And let me show you this. Let me show you a date range. Because we talked about the conferences, and I've talked a little bit about the young guns and the effect that they've had, and my other mastermind, we don't have a catchy name for it. It's just us. But it's powerful, guys. It is purely, it's just powerful. All right, so we're going to go April 1st. I'm going to take a trip back in time real quick to when I met those guys, to April 30th. Okay, we've done 22,000 in April. That's not bad. Skip ahead to May. If I can get this to work, I'm sorry. I know this is horrible viewing and listening, but I'm trying to get the numbers to line up here. So we're going to take a look at May real quick. So, 30,000 in May. I didn't realize we did 30,000 in May. That's pretty cool. Instantly starting to see an increase. And then, of course, June and July were, 36,000 and 31,000, I think. I'm just going to check June real quick. Okay, yeah, 33,000. So 30,000. Then July, August, we did 63,000. It's just become just incredible. So if anybody has any questions, I'll answer them as best I can. It really comes down to I'm working harder than I did last year. I'm working smarter than I did last year, and I'm surrounded by smarter people than I was last year. Um, you know, I didn't really start with the masterminding until the end of Mike helped me out. I think it was towards like maybe this time last year when we really started talking and getting to know each other, and and we kicked the crap out of Q4, and we're going to do it again this year. I mean, it's just once you surround yourself with people smarter than you, you will start to get ahead in ways you never imagined, and that's what I've been fortunate enough to do, plain and simple. And so I've learned from those guys. I've learned from all the people that I've mentioned. I've learned from so many others. Gompers is a guy that's doing some really great stuff. And I don't have time to incorporate what he's doing into my business. But if I did, oh my God, he's a guy I would turn to. You want to talk to a smart guy, go talk to Gompers. But all this stuff. So anyway, it's my way of saying thank you, I guess, is really what I'm trying to spit out. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and this is a testament to all of you. And KIB, who is the mother of the group. I mean, she is just wonderful in her guidance. So, man, I'm excited about Q4. So those are some of the lessons. The trailer, a lot of lessons learned with that one. The don't be afraid to go out of town to source. Don't just sit in your own backyard and think you're going to find money there. Buy big stuff. When Thomas the Train is available, grab him, even if he's big and even if he's oversized. Don't be afraid of it. High dollar stuff does sell. It doesn't have to all be $10 and $20 things. These are some of the lessons learned over the last few months that have really opened my eyes and really changed our business. Michael, sorry, it flipped just as I was reading your comment, Michael. Michael says what Dwayne doesn't really present as well is that he gives us just as much of the groups. I wish, man, I try to get into the groups. I'm not smart enough. I surrounded myself with smarter people smarter than me. Therefore, I have very little to give, but you guys are nice enough to let me hang around. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I did break my back a little bit today. That's true. I did give a little bit today. Does anyone have any questions about the numbers, the categories? Whatever you want to know, more than happy to answer whatever questions you have. But I mean, that's it. That's really what I wanted to cover, was just kind of what's been going on the last couple of weeks. And honestly, I got a late night coming up tonight because I got to file my taxes for 2014. Somebody asked me, they said, "Oh, your quarterly estimates?" No, 2014, man. I extended, and now I'm coming up with about 6 days left. So I'll be working on taxes tonight. Woohoo! That's good times. All right, Michael Flanagan, I have a question. Do you still think that 1 million for next year is going to be a challenge? I think it's definitely a challenge. The difference is I think it's actually possible. When you first said that, I thought you were insane, kind of like when you said, let's do 500,000. So what do I know? Yeah, who knows? How possible is 1 million? Dude, if you can run $50,000 months throughout the year, yeah, it's pretty right there for the taking, honestly. From Ann Pope, Dwayne, when you buy big, how is the margin and ROI? Are you making less on the big products? Okay, let me turn off the screen share, just because I don't think anybody needs the screen share, and that way you can see my big ugly mug and I can look at you versus kind of off to the side, which is where I look when I have the screen share up. So stop share. All right, I'm back. Okay, so when you buy big, now, are you talking about big items or like deep purchases? Like, oh my God, my hair looks awful. I just realized just how bad it looks. I knew it was looking a little funky, but that's terrible. Okay, so, and okay, yes, big items, not $10, but $50. The ROI, I actually see much better. I'm seeing the margins are much better on the big stuff than the $10, $20, even if you're just talking percentages. Because my $10 stuff, tends to sell at 20. That's why you see my ASP is at 22. The 10 sells for 20 and I make about 4. The bigger stuff tends to be 50% or higher. Really because I'll tell you a little secret, just between me and you and the other 50 or 60 people here, nobody sells the big expensive stuff. There's less competition. So if you have less competition at the higher end of the food chain, you're going to have better margins. Now, the challenge is to find the high demand big stuff. That is a little more difficult. There's a lot of demand for $10 and $20 stuff, but there is very little demand, or there is less demand for $300 items, but you only have 3 people selling it. So, it's a different game to play. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but so I actually make more money, period. Okay. Because even if the ROI and the percentages are the same, 50% ROI on a $10 purchase is $5. The ROI on a $100 purchase at 50% is $50. Okay. So the money is bigger, even when the percentages stay the same. And no, I'm not taking smaller margins. And the stuff that I have, I got burned on. So I stopped doing it. If I'm selling big stuff, I'm selling big stuff with high margin. So if one of them gets returned, because that's kind of a fear in the back of your head, then, you make sure you have the margins built into the other products. Make sure you have 10 of those products. And if one of them comes back, the other 9 are going to make a ton more than that one that came back. All right, Daniel, are you picking up high dollar items RA mostly or wholesale? RA. I have not found any high dollar wholesale items, honestly. No, this is all RA. That's why I got my butt back in the stores. That's another thing that that has changed dramatically from last year to this year sorry, my eye was itchy. I was lazy last year. I talked about that a little bit on the show with KIB. She said, what changed? I got lazy. I started making some coaching income and I went, I don't really feel like leaving the house today. And I didn't. This year, kind of got the best of both worlds going on. And yeah, I'm more than happy to leave the house. I went and bought a trailer. I love tugging that thing around. That's awesome. So no, I'm working harder and I'm working smarter, and that really leads to a lot more money. And we did well last year. But, all right. I saw a question. Oh, clearance. No, well, yeah, I do buy clearance. Don't get me wrong, but no, I'm not necessarily just looking for clearance stuff. Just got to know, don't want to give away too much. Got to know what you're looking for. It's not all clearance, because clearance tends to be one of these, 2 of those. Try to do things where I can still buy in bulk. I still want to buy more than 1 or 2 of something, but I want to make sure that I'm making more money on those items. The wholesale stuff, honestly, wholesale is easy. I don't mind taking smaller margins on wholesale just because there's not a lot to it. You get a case in, you send a case out, it's done. So, if I make $2 or $3 a piece on the items, I really don't mind. Now, is it ideal? No, but so be it. So let's see. Michael Flanagan, the more time you invest finding wholesale sources results in even better times. That's true. You can. You can spend the time on the wholesale if you want to. I like to spend time on wholesale, but lately there's just so much money sitting in the stores that I'm just disinclined to do it. Now, John says, I prefer to sit on my butt in front of a computer. so there is that. Yeah, and Matt, I believe it, man. Matt says the more time you spend in stores, the better things get. Yes, sir. I believe that. Karen Holmes, is there a dollar value in your inventory that you aim for? No, there is not. I will share a couple of numbers that have come out for August, because I haven't done my entire bookkeeping, but I've done some of it. And that is our cost of goods on our current inventory as of August 31st was $35,000 with a predicted sale price of, based on current pricing at that time, was about 80,000. So, we got a lot of money in inventory. We've got about 4,000 products that we've spent about $35,000 on. That should turn into $80,000 revenue, somewhere around, I don't know, I'm just guessing 17 to 20,000 in actual profit. So, okay, perfect. That's what I was wondering. Okay, Karen, no problem. Yeah, that's for anyone that doesn't follow Anna Hill in Accounting We Will Go, and she was on the show, a couple months ago. One thing that she suggests each month is that you run your inventory numbers, and then Chris Green has a video showing you how to find the value of your inventory. So that's two things that I do. You have to wait till the 5th to be able to get the spreadsheet or the report, the monthly inventory report from Amazon. So I do the value of my inventory on the 1st of the month, and then I do the cost of goods for the inventory and the inventory units on the 5th from that report. So Anna explains that, Chris explains it, and that's really opened my eyes to just exactly how much we've grown throughout the year as far as inventory, because we started the year with $8,400 in inventory. So we started the year with 8,000. We're now at 35,000, and that is going to make a huge difference come fourth quarter. We're just much better stocked. We're in a better position this year than we were in last year. Inventory Lab, yeah, I don't use Inventory Lab, so there you go. You can, if they are giving you the numbers for your inventory, then yeah, go, absolutely. You're paying for the service. Go use it. I don't pay for the service, so I have to do it manually. Matt said he's going to outsource his wholesale ideas to Michael Flanagan. That's a good guy to work with. All right. Any other questions before we wrap it up? That's about all. I can't believe the show actually went an hour. I thought it was going to be like half an hour tops. No more questions. All right. We're going to shut it down a few minutes early because I got to go get started. Speaking of, like spreadsheets and forms and reports, I got to get busy on taxes, guys. So it was great to talk with you. Kind of missed you, not being able to just kind of have a show of lessons learned. So I was excited for tonight's show. Hope you guys picked up some little tips and tricks and hints along the way that'll maybe help you in your business. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. I'm easy to find. And of course, join the Fast Turn Radio group. Not a whole lot happens in there by design because there's a lot of noise on Facebook. But if you guys ever have something to ask me, that's the best place to do it. Chances are I'm going to see it if you put it in there. All right. Everyone saying thanks for the show. Thank you guys all for being here. All 60 of you throughout the entire show. That is fantastic. I appreciate it. Have a great night. We will see you next Wednesday on Fast Turn Radio. Let's go make some money. We're coming into fourth quarter. We're going to get rich, guys. Let's do it. See ya.